Eddie Monster is one of the best Eduardo episodes for how he can contribute himself when it comes to his monster side, but his innocent side will always get in the way, which is way similar to the Flea episodes where he's trying to be innocent to save the fleas, but his monster side is mainly protecting the fleas from the characters getting in his way. And with this episode showcasing of him being so innocent that his monster side isn't really getting the better of him because it's still part of his character, and yet they managed to execute it on showcasing that his innocent side really makes him more stand out. For me personally, the gimmick of this episode of showcasing Eduardo instantly going through multiple matches in the junkyard due to Terrence making fun of him and the fact that he is exploiting him, I doubt there is any other monster imaginary friend he would try to manipulate. Granted, his manipulation isn't really that good considering that he's talking to Eduardo, but honestly, if there was a different character who took Terrence's place, then I'm pretty sure that Eduardo will probably be in a more dangerous predicament than he is in his position with Terrence. Anyway, when it comes to how Blue is portrayed in this episode that led to Eduardo leaving Foster's, I don't even really understand onto how the other characters are putting up with Blue. And with this being the season 3 episode where his finalization gets worse, so I'm just going to assume that they probably planned on making Blue likable if Cartoon Network executives didn't get in the way. Because I kind of understand why Blue would act in this situation, but at the same time, the fact that no one ever calls him out for the most part when it comes to everything that's been happening, then I really don't even know what to believe anymore. I don't want to bring up on his strategy on making other people in Foster's believe that Eduardo is still in Foster's by doing a poorly designed structure that is supposed to fool everyone, but it actually fooled Mr. Hellman. This is the same character who sees goofball John McGee as an imaginary friend, all because of his red nose. So seeing him believing that Eduardo is here despite the fact that that is a terribly badly designed as a disguise. Honestly, they're trying too hard to make Blue in the white, which is not funny anymore, and I still don't even understand why people consider this as humorous. Anyway, with the majority centering around Eduardo, honestly, you will probably be in his position when it comes to running away and doing something that you'll become grateful for. And the fact that Terrence, despite the fact that he's supposed to be a stupid idiot, actually did something in order to make Eduardo happy of some sort, it actually makes this work that something that wouldn't even work when it comes to the other characters doing something for the sake of plot. And even though that these two characters are doing something for the sake of plot, the motives make sense in a other nature compared to what the other characters did in episodes before and after. Granted, not all of the episodes, but still. When his friends tried to help him out by escaping the junkyard, they encountered the Extremosaurus, who is cute, but at the same time dangerous when he or she electrocutes you. This is basically Cartoon Network's version of Pikachu, except that this is a lot more terrifying than Pikachu. And I honestly found this amazing to sit through because since that the other part of Eduardo's character is that he is innocent and mostly caring, he won't be able to stand a chance against this even if he tried. And considering that Terrence is more of a baby than Eduardo, honestly, he would have got killed by the Extremosaur if this show was for adults rather than kids. With that being said, this is the best episode out of the 5 episodes of this week, mainly the fact that it really showcases Eduardo's character, with his side being kind while the other side being the monster. I have to say that when he appeared in the first episode of this show, it did indicate everything about his character, but I really feel like that this episode really did a showcase of what he can contribute when it comes to standing up for himself. There is heart in these episodes, and I won't deny that there isn't. But at the same time, the negatives can overshadow the good, especially since that when you're not really into the humor of this show like you used to, which is something that grew out of me as I get older and older. And speaking of humor, that is a topic that I'm going to be discussing on tomorrow's review of the Season 5 episode. And in all honesty, it really shows that me outgrowing the humor can make me see the issues involving the Season 5 episode. Especially with it being another Eduardo episode. So, to get this out of the way, there's more of a reason onto why that having the same joke over and over again is something that really drags this show down when it comes to its humor for me. So to wrap up with a cameo of Ed, Edd, and Eddy, it was clever since that this was back then one of those cameos from other cartoons in Cartoon Network shows, so this was clever when I looked at it back then. So, nothing bad to say about it. I'm giving this episode a 7.75 out of 10.